Good morning. I'm Natasha, and this is Always Be Crafting. It is February 20th, 2024, and I have been making videos for a year. A year! Not every day, obviously. Well, maybe not obviously. Maybe this is the first time you've tuned in. Spoiler alert, I have not been making daily videos. But that being said, there are certain times in the year that I was making daily videos. For example, February of 2023, I started this channel by making daily videos. So if you go back, or at least recording daily, I'm not sure I posted daily, but I recorded daily in the month of February 2023. And just now, excuse me, in December of 2024, I ended the year also doing recording daily, or as much as possible daily. And it's been, now that we've reached that 1 year mark, I've got a lot of thoughts about YouTube and my Always Be Crafting business. It's when I started doing this, I started because I wanted to share the process of just creating this small business for myself, because crafting has always been a form of therapy for me and an outlet. Just when things were going crazy, things were getting me down, crafting was my safe space. And it's always hard when you're turning something that's a passion into something you want for profit. And it took me a long time to realize what that meant. And I can now clearly say, I am not looking at this business as something that I need to support my family. I don't think it ever was something I wanted to support my family, but I wasn't clear with that intention a year ago. Or if I was clear, I lost my way somewhere in the middle, and I'm back to that again. And I can clearly state that the reason I want to be able to sell items is because I love making things, and I love making things for other people. And sometimes I make things because I have like a creative impulse, or maybe that therapeutic need where I need to kind of go through things. And I don't want to see things just sit in my basement or languish. There's these beautiful things. Well, I think they're beautiful. If they're not beautiful, I'm probably not going to show you the things I make, and I want to share them. And my friends are taking a lot of things, and they're very kindly receiving things. But it comes a time where they're just kind of like, okay, you know what? Share this with more people. And I've had people say, why don't you sell this? I'd love to support you. And then I can turn around and repopulate the income into either trying something new, buying something new, or then funneling that income into sharing with other people. You know what I mean? So all roads lead to goodness. It's all going towards good things. So, gosh, I am as clear as mud, aren't I? That is my problem. I came on this morning with ideas, and I didn't write a script. Maybe I should have written a script, but I'm not rewinding. I'm not restarting. This is who I am today. What have I been up to? So last week I was sick. I just had a bad cold. I mean, really just a bad cold, but it took me out of work on Monday and Tuesday. Luckily, Tuesday was a snow day, so I was like, woo, I don't have to call in sick twice in a row. But then I was kind of just at like 75% the rest of the week. And when you're running, like not on full steam, but you're still pushing yourself to just still give 100% of your energy, even if you don't have 100% to give. So you're using over-the-counter cold medicine to help you get through. That's what I was doing last week, and it worked. I don't think it was the wrong choice. I think it was the right choice for me to make, but now I kind of feel like I have to detox. Like my body just feels worn out. Crafting-wise, what was I making? So I overthink things, in case you couldn't tell. I overthink things a lot. And my husband asked me to make a journal cover as a prop for his show. Very simple. Journal covers are not the most complicated thing, but I made it very complicated because that's what I do. So it started with maybe something in a bold color, maybe red, maybe purple. And so we kind of looked at what did I have in my stash. And I had this purple cork. And he's like, okay, that's going to be really lovely. And I said, well, let me play with it first. So I used pink cork first. So let me show you. They're right behind me. Hold on. So I started with pink cork, and that gave me this. Pretty basic. Raw edges. I used, excuse me, I forgot the word. Waxed canvas on the inside. I moved the snap was too far in. Little things were wrong with it. You know, I was just like, oh, I made this too quickly. The wax canvas is lovely because it holds great shape, but little things, like I said, like the snap being in the wrong spot. So I was glad I made it. Okay, he's like, okay, that's fine. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, we can do better. He's like, but it's fine. But I'm like, but it could be better. And then I really wanted to play with the idea, since cork is such a wonderful material to sew with. It doesn't have to be left with a raw edge. I mean, I used a raw edge with the waxed canvas here, but it doesn't, you know, but you can see it pulling away because I didn't seal the edges with like with a sealant, you know, those painted sealers that people use. I didn't have the right color to do that. So I'm like, well, if it can be turned under, what if I used a cotton interior? So then I said, you know, there's this pattern I really wanted to try, but it makes something that's a bit wider. So what if I kind of adapt that pattern? And so I used the cotton and I made this nice zipper pocket and set in here. And again, I didn't want to use the purple cork yet, but I didn't have enough of the pink cork. So I was like, well, let me just try something. And I decided, oh, you know what? I have this blue faux suede vinyl. Why don't I try that? And I did not love working with it. It did not turn under the right way. Maybe it was the design of the fabric. I just wasn't working for me. So I ended up sewing. It was just like the cotton, the way I made it was probably too puffy with all the extras. Even though I love the interior, like I really love the way this was coming together, I could not get the exterior to match. So I ended up just kind of like shoving it on because I didn't want to do binding. I was avoiding binding. This pattern is written to have binding. Was I following the pattern? No, I was going rogue. Bad things happen when you go rogue. So I was not happy. This is not beautiful. I would not sell this, but it's perfectly functional and usable at home. It's not bad. And I'm like, you know what? I will use this even though it has problems, but I can't recreate this for your show. Option 3. All right, let's go back to cork. I still like the idea of using cotton. Okay, let's turn through cork. Like I said before, cork can turn through. Let's ditch that pattern that I tried to adapt because obviously with the zipper was overkill, even though it's beautiful. Overkill, went too far, bring it back. So let's just try simple cotton, turn it inside out, blah, 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 right? Much happier, much happier. Things are lining up a little bit better, but at the end, I didn't love how I didn't like how where this snap, to sew it in, I kind of mismeasured again. I think when I'm trying to adapt patterns and I go rogue, I don't always take into consideration the right place to line up these kinds of items. And then I didn't leave enough for top stitching. So see, my top stitching wasn't able to happen there. And that's annoying. Again, not something I could sell in my shop, but very usable, very cute. I'm still very happy with it. I'm still going to use it. It's still super cute. And I love that I added this little cork band down here because this holds in the notebook. and I came up and I realized, you know what? This one was almost perfect. Problem was I turned it out through the bottom, like a normal journal cover would be turned through the bottom so I could have the 2 flaps. But I don't need 2 flaps because, again, I can use this little cork strip down the middle to hold the notebook in. I only need the 1 strap, the 1 flap on the side to put stuff in. And then what I can do is leave this side open and then shove this in at the end. So that's what I'm doing. I'm finally making the final version with the purple cork, with everything I've learned. He's asked for a plain black interior, so plain black, cotton on one side, so it'll be this way really. Cotton on one side, it's nice firm Decoville light in the flap. I've got the purple cork thing to hold in the notebook. This is gonna be left blank because that'll be the open side. And now I'm just about to, here's the purple cork for the outside. I've just put on the little Decoville here at the edge to put in the snap. So the snap's about to go in. And then the exterior snap. And then what I can do after I sew it together, because the other problem with this was I put the Decoville. Decoville is a very firm stabilizer because you want a firm notebook, especially on stage because they're walking around. They need to hold it open and, you know, use it. And as you can see, cork is floppy, gorgeous, but floppy. And cotton also floppy, even with a little fusible woven stabilizer on it. It just needs more support. So turning it out through that bottom with the Decoville already installed was such a pain, which is why I think these rounded corners don't look very good. I fought and I fought and I fought and I cried. And I was mad. I was like, "Argh." You know, by the end I was like, I don't care. I just want to finish it. So by putting this together, so it's going to be, obviously I'll sew it right sides together, but it'll be like this. Okay. This is how it'll be. And snap will be here. Sorry, it's upside down for you now. Snap will be here. Open it up. Pocket. Little thing to hold. This side will be open. Okay. After it's been turned out, sewn together and turned out. This side will be open. Then I can slide a piece of Decoville in. So it's obviously out of the seams because I've already sewn it. Slide the Decoville in. Iron it from the cotton side. Iron it from the cotton side to fuse it. So that'll help stabilize it. And then I can sew up and put the strap in the snap strap, you know. So snap it into the snap and sew it in so it's the exact size that I want it to be. So that's the plan. Dogs are barking. That means my husband must be home. And I'll pick this up after I do some sewing. Bye. Hi, I'm back. All right, so a little bit of time has elapsed since I did the speedy, fast, and made the notebook cover. Would you like to see it? Here it is. Ta-da! I have the snap on the front, which worked out. See, one pocket. It's black on the inside, so it's hard to see, but I used this variegated thread that is purple, black, and white. You can kind of see the stitching. I had some skipped stitches along the way in the really thick parts. Here, you can see there. You may have seen in the zoom, fast, I went at it with my mallet. I was like, okay, that's not working. And my machine is not an industrial machine, so I had to hand crank a few times. But I think it's going to be fine, especially for a stage production. No one's going to notice. And that little piece of cork holds in a notebook quite nicely. So let's see, let's add a pen. I have something here. Let's add a pen into the pen loop. I showed it to my husband, and he says he's going to look at it tonight on stage, you know, hand it off to the actress. And we'll see. It's not quite the right pen for it because it's got the metal point that comes up too far. But I think a different pen will slide in even nicer into that. Let's see, there, point, push it down, and that looks even better, doesn't it? See, I think it looks lovely. And I think it was just the right amount of space, the way I did, sewing it in there. So yeah, it's not perfect, but I think it's quite nice. I think it's going to do really well for the show. So for the purposes of being on stage, it's exactly what we needed. So like I said, I overthought it far too much. Could have made this a lot faster if I had just started with that initial pink one. It hadn't made the one with the zipper at least. Should have skipped that one completely. But I really wanted to try that pattern, so I did. It really wasn't appropriate for this purpose, but who cares? He will take this to the theater tonight. Hopefully it'll look good on stage and he'll be happy and the actress will have an easy time using it. And that's all that matters, right? So that's it. The reason I had to stop filming for a minute is I had to run an errand. And then the other project I've been working on has been, I can't remember if I said this earlier, I've been doing screen printing, but I needed some screens that were going to last. Usually when I do screen printing, I just use vinyl onto a screen and then screen print, and then I rip off the vinyl. I needed a screen that could be washed and reused, so I had to use photo emulsion. I didn't have to. I chose to use photo emulsion, and something I haven't done in a very long time, so I kind of had to relearn. When you don't do something for, a decade, you have to relearn how to do it. And this morning, when I went to set I had one last thing that was like, okay, I did half of it and I had to do the other half. And one screen is perfect, but it's two colors. So the other screen, I was like, kind of in a hurry to put under the light source to expose the second screen. And I did it upside down. So it was going to be backwards. So I had to cleanse. I had to pull all the photo emulsion off that screen and then reset the screen with more photo emulsion stuff that now has to dry. Once it is dry, I can expose it to the UV light the right way this time. And then I'll be able to screen print. I was supposed to have that done today. I thought I was going to have it done yesterday, but I was like, oh, well, I'll get it done Tuesday. It's now Tuesday. It's not going to get done today. It will have to be done tomorrow because I promised this person it would be done before Thursday. So, but it's hard to film all that because, again, like the lighting is awkward because some of it has to be done under like dark room circumstances and it's for someone else. So the setup and everything to move my camera around. I don't have the time. Like, I need to get this done. I can't fuss around with getting the camera. So I'm just going to have to do another screen print of something else at another time with photo emulsion to show you how to do that. But that's not this time. This time is just get it done for her. Then we'll worry about it for another time. Sound good? All right. I have to go pick my kid up from school because it's that time of day. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday and beyond. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.